The freakiest, real-life haunted house stories ever. There's no place like home. But sometimes, homes are haunted. And as much as we love to devour the haunted house trope in thrillers, horror movies, and spooky books, there's nothing quite as fascinating, and unsettling, as real haunted house ghost stories. As it turns out, there's no shortage of allegedly haunted houses across the country. Every community seems to have a house at the edge of town with a mystifying history and haunting past, whether it was the location of a grisly crime, or simply because it's fallen into disrepair and looks like it's getting swallowed by time. Though varied, there's one thing these real-life haunted houses have in common. Each one has a bring-you-to-the-edge-of-your-seat story to tell. From unsuspecting farmhouses in the Midwest to sprawling Gilded Age East Coast mansions, classic storybook cottages in Hollywood, and even a bungalow in tropical Honolulu, we scoured the country for the most compelling, creepiest tales. Victoria's Black Swan Inn in San Antonio, Texas. Victoria's Black Swan Inn is a lush, 35-acre home and wedding venue cloaked by 100-year-old oak trees in San Antonio, Texas. While it's a romantic scene ideal for nuptials, it's also allegedly infested by the spirits of those who've lived and died on the property. Built in the mid to late 1800s on a plot of land where, 50 years earlier, 60 Mexican soldiers were killed in the Battle of Salado, the Greek Revival Manor has had a plethora of owners, many of whom were prominent San Antonio socialites and are also said to still be lingering there in the afterlife. Once operated as a dairy farm, the barn behind the primary residence is the most haunted building on the property. Many of the earlier occupants, including members of the Ripstein and Mahler families, spent their lives there. Later occupants included sisters Catherine Holbrook and Blanche Woods, Catherine's husband, who died at the home, and Blanche's children and grandchildren. Almost all of them are said to haunt the estate.